Okay, we ended up just cutting the darn things off. It was easier. So now we're getting ready to flux. Well, I cleaned everything with sandpaper really good. I got a wire brush somewhere that's made just for this. I don't know where it went. So we're using regular old paste flux. And we've got, I think this is lead free. Yeah. I think that's a tin and antimony or something. Let me fully coat all these areas, and we're going to put some heat to it. We're in there. So we used our Q-tip and just thoroughly wiped the inside and the outside of what we were doing, like we were trying to clean it. Not just wipe it on there, but we're kind of rubbed it into the metal. And I've thoroughly cleaned my solder with some isopropyl alcohol and a paper towel. And we're gonna dip this guy in the solder, about like that. Apply heat. I think I'll do the bottom one first. Now I would want to get on the underneath side of that and heat the bottom, because heat will tend to rise better, and then add my solder to the top. And what that does is the liquid solder, the molten solder, will flow to the hotter areas. So if you're adding it to the opposite side of the fitting, it'll draw the solder completely through. However, my torch won't fit in there to where I can get to the bottom. I can only get to like maybe 3 or 4 o'clocks on the side there. So we're going to be heating it from this side and feeding solder in from that side. All right, let's try that. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. This might have been already soldered a long time ago here, but alright, yeah, that looks much better. And let that cool naturally. Got a little bit too close with the torch there. Alright, let me get a big wad of flux on this. All right, good. If this was in a little bit easier location to access, I would have had a damp towel like this handy and wipe off the little blobs on the bottom there, but I think we're fine. No one's gonna see it but the cockroaches, is what my dad used to say. All right, here's the valves I got. And I wasn't sure that these were gonna work out because they're a single valve for 2 ports. And the valves that I removed were 2 valves, 1 for each port. But I think this will be fine. And I just don't remember which one is hot and cold. So we're gonna guess. And if they're wrong, then we'll swap them. And the reason, they're not the same. This one's got a 1/4 inch for the reverse osmosis connection. So let's see, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think we'll put this one on the bottom. Okay, all the way on. And actually, I took some extreme pressure grease and put a very light coating of grease on these parts so that everything will cinch up nicely. And a little bit on the threads right there. And then, oops, what we're gonna do, because the handles will interfere, we're gonna angle them both slightly like that. And we're going to hold, I've taken the ferrules out and put the nuts back on, and we're going to use a socket to hold the valve from spinning and an open end wrench to tighten the nuts. Hey man, it's Monday, September 2nd, and we had a good day today, man. We got a temporary setup on the sink here until we get the Formica done and the countertops reinstalled, so there's no sense in being inconvenienced if we don't need to be. We got all our plumbing done, and it's an American standard kitchen sink valve, which I'm really liking. The feature that the hoses are long enough to reach for me. It's absolutely perfect. Something else that's turned out perfect is the plumbing here. The disposal I've got facing in that direction, so that the connection for the dishwasher is aiming right in the right direction where the hose has got to go. And I was able to finagle that by having this pipe long enough to reach behind with the P-trap right there. It's just like absolutely perfect. I shortened up the pipe on the other P-trap over here, and that's kind of tucked out of the way. And what that's done for us is the area behind the disposal is completely open and clear. So this hose that you pull out here is completely free of any interference, which is something we've never had in this house. So that's just really wonderful. I went ahead and put caulking in all the corners inside the cabinets. So this is like waterproof, man. And that's like pretty fabulous. I should have done it earlier than I had, but I didn't have the caulking until today. I wasn't able to caulk way up there behind that, but hey, you know what? That kind of doesn't matter anyway. We caulked inside the garbage cabinet too. We got our electrical is completely done. Let's see, we got these outlets are all installed. I'll have to remove them when it comes time to doing the mica work. But they're all done. All the armor flex is done. I got this neat 12-foot hose for the dishwasher, which is fabulous. No connections between the valve and the dishwasher, and there's plenty of slack here that you can pull the dishwasher out. We never had that here before. Got the outlet down there for the dishwasher. That's all done. All the circuits are turned back on and everything's working perfectly. The power cord for the disposal, you can spend $15 and buy a 3-foot cord that's got a male plug on one end and nothing on the other. Or you can spend about 10 bucks and you can buy a 15-foot extension cord of the same wire gauge. Cut off how much you need. I've got 13 feet left over. I'm going to buy a plug and put it on the end, and I got a 13-foot extension cord. It's just ridiculous how they get you if you don't watch what's going on. But I'm just cleaning up now, putting stuff away. It's going to be a little while before we can get progress on the rest. Dishwasher is going to arrive tomorrow at BrandsMart that we had to order. So we're going to take a trip tomorrow and pick that up. I still am going to have to fix this and add some dimension to it. If you can see, the toe kick piece goes beyond by about 1/2 of an inch. Our space is also too big. I already straightened this thing out too, so that was crooked. It's really coming together just fabulous. Hello, Hakuna Matata. It's Wednesday, September 4th. And what time is it? It's about 4, almost 5 o'clock. I got plenty of pep left in me. So we're gonna keep on going here. We went to BrandsMart and picked up the dishwasher that we ordered 2 days ago. Everything under the sink is done and it came out fabulous. I left the little paper towel down there just because that's a habit of mine, but it's dry. There's not one drop of a leak. Really came out sweet, man. Very happy with all that stuff. So today, what I've been doing, added this 3/8 of an inch spacer here. So we got right at 24 inches, straight up and down plumbing level here. I added this little, I don't know, filler here so that these would be equal. My cabinets, this cabinet here is about 1/8 of an inch lower than the original was, I guess. I don't remember if this was level. I imagine it was on the original cabinets. And this one, the same thing here. My cabinets just came out a little bit lower. So we put this is just a piece of a 1x4 that I trimmed down and sanded, and this is how I did it. Same thing here. These super glue, and that's plenty glued on there now. And then I hit it with my block hand sander, my block sander, which is right here, which really needs a new belt. I'm gonna go see if I can find one. This is just a regular belt sander belt on a piece of wood is all. It makes about the best block sander you can have. So fortunately, the OEM drain hose for the dishwasher just makes it to the disposal connection, because the way I turn the disposal around with the outlet facing that way, which, man, that's nice. We're in place, we're not installed, and I was just kind of looking at, you know, they give you this option of, you can knock this little plastic cap off there and put a screw into this to mount the dishwasher. I mean, that's really attractive way to do it for me, because I won't have to mess around going underneath the countertop with these little clips that are here and everything. But when I'm looking down in there, there's quite a space between the little bracket tang that I pull out here. This little tang right here, I guess that's supposed to bend outward when you tighten the screw. But it's got like quite a bit of space. I don't know. I'm kind of at a turning point here, because pretty much the only thing left I can do is put this piece of plywood on the back. And I've been holding off on that just so that all this work here is a little bit easier, you know, better lighting. But we're ready to start doing some finished mica work. And if I had the finished mica on right here and right there, this could be permanently installed. So we got the mica. We went to Glue Products today, and I'll show you what it looks like. We've got 6 sheets of this stuff. I forget the name of it. It's a dark brown, kind of walnut looking. And that's the finish the little woman wanted. I would have probably gone with something less shiny, but that's the stuff that they have in stock. If you want to get the more matte finish, you got to order it. And we're getting tired of waiting here. The mica for outside here, there's 3 sheets, a special order. That's not going to be here for another week or 2. So we're trying to keep busy. Yeah, let me do a test fit with those screws, how they work, if they, yeah, I don't know, because this is not that strong, you know? I guess as long as the screw is just there, it'll keep the dishwasher from moving, so. Yeah, I'd give it a test assembly here. We put this last piece of plywood on. That took about 15 trips back and forth to the garage to sneak the size in. Since this is fitting between 2 ends, it was, you know, quite the task. But you can see this piece on the right that's glued to that. That's where this piece was short and glued on to that. So you could disregard that line. This is the line I'm talking about here, which that is utterly perfect on that. This side had a tiny bit of a gap in a couple places. And you know, you want this corner to be sharp because when your mica, your laminate is on there, you don't want a hollow in the corner where if something hits it, it's gonna break. So I went in the garage and looking for some putty or something. I found the absolute most perfect thing, man. Pro grade glazing putty with hardener. What's great about this stuff is it sets off pretty fast. I actually put a little bit too much hardener in it and it was kicking off quicker than I would have liked, but got it done, sanded down, and you can't even tell. I mean, the lighting really is poor right here right now, but that came out absolutely fantastic. And then we took a block plane. I cut the piece a little bit large on purpose because it was, you know, uncertain how deep it was going to fall down in the groove. And used my dad's old Stanley. He's got a few of these. He never liked this one because of the size of it. It doesn't really fit your hand very good. And I can agree. I remember him telling me he didn't like that. All right, that's it for today.